Hey guys, Whispering Tactician here. Now, before we move on, please consider dropping this video a like and subscribing as similar content is on its way. Hey guys, I am so excited to preview the Champions League games, the quarterfinal games that just happened. I mean, wow, I was hooked on both days. I was so excited to see how these teams would go at it tactically because this is the elite of the elite, guys. Like, Champions League is just where you see how good a team really is. You can see how well they fare against their fellow opposition in Europe. And boy, I cannot wait to get into this. Now, the first game we're going to look at is Real Madrid versus Liverpool. Now, initially at first watch, because I was watching the two games on the day, I was watching the Dortmund and City game as well. And initially, when I made my predictions, I said it was going to be a draw. The only reason being was because I couldn't really split the teams in terms of both of them haven't performed as well as they can this season, especially Liverpool. But Liverpool have that European pedigree. They can hit Real Madrid on a break. But my word, did Real Madrid absolutely school Liverpool. Now, don't get it twisted. Liverpool can still win this game. They can still win this tie. Sorry, should I say? They can still win it. However, Real Madrid absolutely did a number on them. And unfortunately, Trent, he was one of the main casualties of this. He was getting exposed down his side as well a lot. If you come down to the stats of the game, it says that Liverpool had more possession or whatever, but you can just see Real Madrid were more likely to score. They had a lot more shots and a lot more shots on target. Liverpool had one shot on target. And one funny thing is when obviously the game was on, I would have thought Real Madrid had a bit more possession. I think second half Liverpool got into it more because they had to score. But this game was it was almost end to end. Real Madrid were just going ham at them. And let me tell you something as well, yeah. You see this midfielder three here. I think you can just tell they've won Champions Leagues. You can tell they've got that quality because the back line behind them is fairly different, right? From when they were winning Champions Leagues. That's not a back line that was starting for them 3-4 years ago when they were winning. And that forward line only really has Benzema, who was a proper starter in that side. You can just tell that midfield three controlled the game and bossed Liverpool. The first goal, let's review the goals actually. So the first goal that was scored was from Vincentius, and it was such an easy goal. Like, I couldn't believe how they just got in and scored. Like, both of Vincentius' goals, really. I mean, he was kind of playing on Trent's side. He was getting in a bit too easy for those goals. I know his second goal was in the second half, and I think that was just a mistake by Alisson. Alisson should have saved that. However, I have been said, like, Trent, I don't know if he's defensively the best. And again, he made a mistake for their goal, heading it back right into the path of Asensio. And again, I just don't believe defensively he's the best. However, going forward, as we saw at the weekend, he's an absolutely brilliant player. Salah scored Liverpool's only goal, and this is one thing with Liverpool: they're not out of the tie. They need to get a goal in the first half over there and make sure they do not concede. on Tuesday next week because it's going to be an absolute disaster for them. Okay, so we previewed that game. Let's move on to the Manchester City versus Dortmund game. Another exciting game. Another game with a few storylines involved in there. Some drama at the end as well. And let me say, I've not looked at the stats yet. However, I think City had a blind 62% possession. I'm not surprised City do this to everybody, and this is why I feel like they have the best chance of winning this. It don't matter who they come up against. They just have the ball. You can't concede if you've got the ball, right? However, Dortmund, do you see what I'm saying? Like with Dortmund as well, they've got this threat on the account with Haaland, with Royce. I know Sancho's not back, but if they get Sancho back for their next leg, they've got that additional threat as well. And Haaland, one thing with Haaland is he missed a chance, and this is what I'm saying with Haaland. He misses a chance, and we microscopically look at his chances missed. He's got a very high conversion rate. Next time he goes through one-on-one, he's scoring, and that's just how he is. Do you know what I mean? He might miss one time, but he's gonna score the next one. Now, if we look at their lineups, City went with a 4-2-3-1, but that's not a 4-2-3-1. I promise you. But Gundogan was floating in here, doing his normal thing. They were just setting up like they normally do, and again, City had a false nine. Pep loves to do a false nine. He really does. It was more De Bruyne. I feel like that was drifting into this space here, but essentially what they try and do is they try and offload midfield areas, try and get Gundogan a bit further up as well, but he's a bit further back in the play. Cancelo, I didn't really notice him as much in this game. He's a very big threat though. He tries to join up with the midfield a lot of the times as well, and come inside here. Like this game, I just love tactics. I love looking at things tactically, and City didn't really detract from the way they normally play. I know Gabriel Jesus came on and they tried to play with a more auxiliary striker, but he was also drifting a little bit. And that's just the fluidity of that City team, really. And when we look at Dortmund's team, again, it's very good that they're still in the tie, because I said something before about Haaland and how Haaland will score. Now, if he doesn't, then cool, he won't. But I'm just saying, he's got a 50% conversion rate. City cannot allow him, or in the Champions League, as I say, City cannot allow him to just go through one-on-one like they did last time, and like Edison bail him out, because Dortmund only need to score once. But I do feel, again, City will score, so I feel like Dortmund will need at least 2 goals. However, when we look at, the goal scored, De Bruyne, absolutely, he started that play, he finished that play. It was a wonderful play to just get the ball in the box and then finish it himself as well. I think City again played absolutely wonderful football. And then Haaland missed a chance. Well, not a couple of chances, just a chance. And then later down the line, he set up Royce for his goal. Again, Haaland involved somehow. Do you know what I mean? He has to be involved somehow. I think he's absolutely amazing. Let me just say right now, as you can see, I'm speaking about him quite a bit. I've never seen a striker be that big and have a decent touch and score so many goals at such a young age. That's why I'm so fascinated by him. And I've seen good strikers, I've seen great strikers, but not one that's 20 years old and doing what he's doing. And again, Foden scores. I was watching this game and I was like, see, are gonna score. They just give me that vibe. They're so good at what they do, Manchester City, that you just have to give them their props. They will score at some point, so you might as well score yourself. They will score, and they give me like United 08 vibes. they just like you can't switch off in the last minute because they will make chances. That's the nature of the team. They just create chances all the time, and it's wonderful to see. I like watching football like this, man. It really is a joy to watch. Anyway, let's move on, right, to Wednesday's fixtures. Wednesday's fixtures, wow, again, it was such a brilliant, Champions League, man, love it. Okay, let's preview the Chelsea game first. Now, Chelsea, I said this in the preview, they needed to stop Porto from scoring, and Porto needed to stop Chelsea from scoring. I don't think this was a game where both teams needed to go for it. I really don't. I think Chelsea, of course, they should have won the game in the second half. I think Porto really did put a stamp on their game in the first half. However, they didn't take their chances. And if you don't take your chances, you're not going to win the game. So, you see here, if we go down to the possession stats and the stats down here, Chelsea dominated the game overall, but as I'm saying this now, Porto should have scored at some point. They made chances, as you can see here, actually 12 shots and 5 on target. Chelsea have a very good defence. I know they conceded 5 at the weekend, but Chelsea, I'm saying this now, with their manager, they can get to the final. And I don't know who will be in the final. It could be Bayern Munich, PSG, it could be anyone, right? But if you don't concede in the Champions League, you have a very good chance. You have a very good chance. And I really believe this. I really say this. Their manager is brilliant. I really like him. But they can't bottle it from here. They're 2 goals up. They've got the advantage. Let's see how they get on. And the goals came from Mount. Mount, a very, very brilliant turn. A brilliant shot. And he's proven to be one of their more important players now. I really like Mason Mount and what he's doing. And then the other goal came from Chilwell. It was almost like a lump up the pitch, and then Chilwell he made the defender make a mistake. Latches onto it. Goal. Goes around the keeper. Goal. Very, that's reminiscent of a strike of R9, really. Going around the goalkeeper. Boom. Anyway, Chelsea, again, in cruise control, should really come through this tie. And then now, I'm going to go to, I think this is the game of the round so far. Obviously, second leg still to come up, which I'm excited about. But wow, right? This is the game. I had my eye on the Chelsea game, obviously, seeing how Chelsea were doing. But my eyes were just drawn to this game. Mbappe scored early on, which I think changed everything. But I expected Bayern Munich to just exploit that space in behind. Not Bayern Munich. PSG to exploit that space in behind, because they play such a high line. They're very arrogant with the way they play, which I like. However, sometimes you will get found out by it, especially with Mbappe and Neymar on the break, finding space in behind. Mbappe scores first, and I'm like, okay, let's see what Bayern are made of. And Bayern was showing that. Do you remember in the preview, I talked about mentality. They just have that mentality. It's a, we will not lose, and we will give everything we've got mentality. PSG got 2 up. Marquinhos from a Neymar assist. Again, Neymar, absolutely brilliant footballer. You see the possession stats before we go on to finish the rest of the game. Like I said, we're buying through the kitchen sink. 64% possession, 31 shots and 12 on target. was Lewandowski. You know, maybe it sounds cliche, but maybe they don't lose the game. Maybe they draw because there were chances that fell to Choupo-Moting at certain times, which he had to kind of lay off. But he did well to score that goal, and again, it's the guy that's around the area. And I don't. He was playing for Stoke, you know, a few years ago, and now he's playing for PSG and Bayern Munich consecutively, right? And then you've got Muller who scores. He's just a definition of like German efficiency, just brilliance. Won a World Cup, won 2 Champions Leagues. He knows how to do. He's been there. He knows the mentality it takes. Same with Kimmich, who assisted him. They know what it takes. This is what I was saying about Bayern. They're not out. They're gonna score. They're gonna score, and so are PSG. So again, what a game this will be. And for me, the man of the match was Neymar. It was Mbappe because picking one, I think it was Mbappe. However, Neymar was just absolutely sensational. He was sensational, and I cannot wait for the second legs of these games. Anyway, guys, if you have enjoyed this Champions League review, please hit the like button. Please subscribe to my channel as well. I know I've only got a few people watching right now, but I appreciate everybody that is watching. I love speaking about football. I love if you want to drop a comment as well, I love interaction. Do you know what I mean? I love speaking about football. Please do. Do you know what I mean? I want to build a community in the long term, but I just want to enjoy myself really doing it. If I'm not going to enjoy it, then I'm not going to do it really. But I'm loving it right now. So please do hit the like button. Please subscribe. Please drop a comment. Tell me what you think of the Champions League games and what you predict as well. Anyway, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.